There. Let's get this thing going so I can get a video up for the day. What is up, everybody? It is Ebontis here, and today is June 15th. We are on week, I think it's 6 of this season, and the Expunge mission has been corrupted. We are back to Labyrinth now, but we do have Ticuu involved, and there's a couple updates that I want to tell you guys about, and then I'm going to give you a run-through again of the mission, show you kind of the minor changes, and also give you kind of a strategy to nuke the boss if you've got it. Kind of explain a couple things as we go. First, you can see the corrupted is changed by label, but you can actually see that there's Ticuu involved in the corrupted mission now. The Endless Night talks about who's involved in the story. Please go play through the story quest this week. For one, you have to be able to get to this, so that's required. But the story implications of what's going on are large. They're leading into Season 15 potentially having something cool going on. Maybe that's skipped over. Definitely implications for Witch Queen, so this is major stuff. That being said, once you kind of go through the quest completely, talk to everybody, do all the little pieces of the quest, I think I finally had to come back to Orbit to see this. You can see there are challenges. Open Corrupted Conflux chest with key codes in Corrupted Expunge missions. So if you do the Corrupted Expunge missions, at the end, you'll have a chest, and it's going to take corrupted key codes. Well, you can now get your Pinnacle gear, so this is another Pinnacle that you'll want to do. But also, you have a change to your Gauntlet. So previously you had Codebreaker, so now you could get into Expunge missions. Now we've got Corrupted access, so we can get into Corrupted Expunge missions. The other thing it says is defeated combatants may now drop Corrupted keys. So we'll be storing apparently Corrupted keys on the Gauntlet as well. You'll use those to open up the Corrupted chest at the end of the strike. I'll show you guys where that one's at. And you also have this one, of 2 of 3, the Vulnerability Exploit. Corrupted Vex chests have increased rewards with a higher chance to drop an Umbral Engram when opened. Corrupted Vex chests can now drop up to 2 pieces of seasonal gear with high stat armor or double perk roll weapons per week. So basically, if you run it twice, you have 2 shots. One could be a piece of armor with a high stat roll, which I think Bungie qualifies anything 57 and up. Maybe they've made that better because the tier 3 focusing of Engrams is actually really good stats so far. Double perk rolls, basically what that means is if you look at any gun, take Fatebringer, doesn't matter what it is. This roll right here is usually probably what they would call the most valuable perk, and you're going to have 2 options right here. So the nice thing is if you are grinding for weapons, doing these types of things, if you get, say, a Chroma Rush, and everything's great, but this last one's not right, but maybe the second perk is good, you're going to have more options for valuable perks. So that's the main new changes to the Gauntlet, and also a new Pinnacle grind for you guys, which is a good thing. So once you go through and do the quest of the week, which is really cool, story implications are fantastic, honestly. I am very curious to see where the story in the season ends up because it's setting up a whole bunch of stuff. But I'm going to run through this one with you guys. I'm going to show you the fast path. Now, if you click on it, you got to do it 3 times for the Pinnacle, so you'll probably run it a few times anyway. And this is Labyrinth. Now, there's no specific triumph to run it in 10 minutes, but it is one of the triumphs you need to run the corrupted missions in 10 minutes, so you may or may not have done that one yet. Champions are unstoppable. You have to kill a certain number of champions within Expunge missions. It's totally up to you if you do it now or later. The only champions are going to be unstoppable, and they're going to be Ticuu phalanx, so they're going to be the shield guys who are going to boop you off the edge. So be careful if you come across one of those because you definitely will be flying off an edge. But you can also skip everything, which is what I'm going to try and show you guys. Now, my loadout this time is going to be a bit more efficiency. I think previously when I ran this for you guys, I was going no exotics, no super, just to show you guys you could do it in 10 minutes. If you want to see that video, I'll link it down below so you guys can see a normal run. There's not many differences. There's just a few little Ticuu blight bombs that you kind of need to skip past. Everything else is mostly going to be the same. Boss will function the same. But I'm going to show you guys a faster loadout. Now, if you're going Hunter, Celestial Nighthawk Golden Gun is a really good way to nuke the boss. And I would go Breach and Clear on basically everything. First off, you've got Unstoppable Grenade Launcher to go for your Unstoppable mod, so that's perfect. Breach and Clear is a good way to get that damage and beef up your super. And then I'm also running Xenophage if you got it. Grenade Launcher is good. Rocket Launcher a couple times to take him out first. Tracking is going to be beneficial because the Minotaur can sidestep your rockets or just aim at the feet at least. Grenade Launcher, not bad. Sword I probably wouldn't do because you're going to get stepped on. But I'm going to run Curious of the Falling Star. This thing is going to nuke the boss. I'll show you guys what I mean. But Breach and Clear helps. Breach and Clear is going to add that 20% damage stack that is beneficial to literally any super. So whether you throw Nova Bomb, whether you go Geomags and you do Kamehame, what is that? I can't even remember the name of that super, but you guys know if you play it. As I said, for Hunters, you could definitely go Celestial Nighthawk Golden Gun. That's going to be a beast. For Titans, Thunder Crash, and definitely the super is the way to go. So there's probably even more ways you could stack damage and nuke the guy, but you got to do just enough damage first to kind of get him immune. Go dunk the cubes, and then if you do it fast enough, you're able to basically nuke him before you ever have to go dunk anymore. So the key is doing big chunk of damage fast. And that's the thing. I did it last time without my super. I used Sunbreaker and just basically unloaded Xenophage on him. Still worked. I had enough time. So this is not required. Xenophage is nice just for the damage, because with Breach and Clear, you can get the crits, more bonus damage. Xenophage hits like a truck, so that works. But Rockets, I did it with before. You've got options, but I'll show you guys what I mean by kind of trying to do things quickly. And then I'll nuke him for the last little bit. So I think that covers the intro out of the way. If you want to kill the champions as you run along, that's fine. If you're going fast, you may as well just skip them. Corrupted Labyrinth, here we go. All right, so when you start, the big key about this whole thing is to start running. Now, while I'm in this section, look at the top left corner. You see how it says, I see you? The text up there changes, so pay attention to it. There's a couple ominous messages up there because of what's going on with the story. Crawling around my domain like insects. This realm answers to only one master. All these little you think you have power here. Savathun is really screwing with us in case you don't know who it is. Or Quaria, which is basically being controlled by Savathun, so good times. So falling down, once you got yourself lined up, usually what I do is just this little, I tap this one, just to kind of line everything up, and then I think it repeats. So then from here, you gotta keep moving, because the little, energy defense thing is gonna be on your butt here. Broken now, it says. Now, this one's always interesting. If they're out, you can get an idea where they're going to land. Try and stop right here before this little outcropping, and you'll be safe. Jump to the other side. And if you can time it to where it closes, then by the time you get there, it's going to be open. All right, so you can tell the look is different. Definitely very Takenified, completely different look. Same path, though. That's the key.
Inside the domain. This isn't my first encounter with.
So again, I'm going to go as fast as possible, skipping basically everything. You can totally take your time the first time. There's no real time limit, but if you're going for that triumph, you know, you might want to run faster. Now, I keep the momentum sliding down there, and I usually come over the top, jump over here, and just kind of skips a couple other sections that you got to run by. Those are the little Taken Blights, and you're also going to have the little Taken Blasters that want to basically launch you off the edge. So be careful about both of those, because they're going to want to kind of make your path a little bit more treacherous. Now, if you have all the upgrades on your Gauntlet, my advice is go to the right. It's going to make life a little better, because this is the shortest path for sure. Because you skip all of those little possible paths and you land way down here. I promise this is the fastest one. Slide it down. All the little bombs are exploding. Usually not an issue. And then now these little platforms are going to explode. The nice thing about having the little Taken bombs, you know where they're going to be at. So just literally head for the Taken bombs, and that's where platforms will be. Don't stand on the bombs. Keep running, because they will explode. So just touch it and go. No enemies are waiting for you, but you got more Taken blasters down here, so be careful where you land. Try and land between them, and then just watch your timing. There we go. I think I keep missing a switch that'll give you those little platforms to land on. So I think I missed one switch there at the beginning. Up here, grenade launcher works well. That's why Salvager Salvo is kind of just fantastic. This is the switch. I hit the one here, then shoot this. Make sure the little blaster's not going to boop you. And then again, same thing, just touch and go, because the blights are going to explode. If you hit the switch and you've got the upgrade, that'll make your jump a little bit easier. In here, you're going to have a lot of guys down below, so if you want to throw a grenade, blow stuff up, things die pretty quick. I lost my cube. My cube fell off the edge. Can I have a cube? There it is. If it falls to the ground, which mine just did, it'll appear back, no worries. You're usually kind of actually nice about that. Now from here is where you just kind of want to skip. So just run, jump, dunk, right here. And then go along your merry way. Now, you got 3 things to go between, so make sure you're just reloaded as possible. Now here's where you can run by everything. There's a champion, but you can skip him. Just keep moving. Once you get up here, just don't stop. Once you hit this thing, so once you shoot this, just jump ahead, because right behind you a Minotaur will appear. You can hit a switch here, and now the difference is you're going to notice these guys are going to appear. These little eyes are going to go after you. Now, you don't have to shoot them all, but basically every set of platforms you get to, they will appear. So if you aren't going to stop and shoot them, it's not required. Sometimes it gets a little spicy, though. I'll show you guys where I actually would. Here's not a bad spot. But actually, this one right here is probably the most important. There's 3, and you need to shoot this. So if those are shooting you from above, my advice, just go ahead and clear the platform out here. Make sure your jump is clean, and then keep going. Little simple traversal here. You do have snipers going at you pretty much the whole time, like this guy over here, for example. They're always coming for you, so just be aware. And that's why I kind of tell you to pretty much never stop moving until you get to a point where you have to. Why I really enjoy the grenade launcher here, but again, if you do what I just did, you gotta move. Over here, you got 2 platforms to possibly land on. So make sure it's appeared or disappeared. Be sure of your footing. Once again, push it forward. Bounce it over. This is another one you can skip the entire thing so we get down to the boss arena down there. So if you run through here, he will be right here. Just kind of skirt around him. Take a second. That's why I really enjoy the grenade launcher damage. If you hit him square on, it's pretty solid. You don't have to use a grenade launcher, you just have to kill him. Watch the Taken blasters. They are going to boop you off the edge, so just be careful of your timing. Quick touchdown. You don't even have to land there, most likely. Fly across. This will be the boss fight here in about 6 minutes. Not too shabby. So your goal is to do enough damage to the boss to get the Hydras to appear. And your goal with the Hydras is basically to have the option to actually dunk the cubes. So do enough damage to the boss. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do breach and clear. After about 4, he puts up his shield. Now I'm going to be waiting on, well, see, this guy right here. Want to kill him. Cool. Now you got to find your Hydras. So grenades are good. Find your Hydras, depending on where they're at. First cube, grab and run. Now, if you have the Splicer Gauntlet unlocked like I showed you guys in the last video, this is not so bad. I've had a couple weird deaths on this one, so fly up over, get to the other side, launch across, dunk your cube as you kind of hockey stop in. Come on back. Looking for our second cube, which is, again, not too bad when you got Xenophage, which is powerful and potent. We're going to go over here. Make sure you got some sure footing. Same thing here. Get to the front of it. Launch across and dunk. And then I'll show you guys how fast the boss can actually die. Any decent super is probably going to do a large chunk of damage like this. Maybe not as instant, but you're going to be able to kill this boss pretty fast, is my point. So breach and clear for the big bonus damage right here. And then he's going to die. There you go. Expunge in under 10 minutes. Check. That's quick hack. Now, this is the bonus chest. I'm not going to let the whole story go through, but this is the chest you need corrupted keys for. I haven't actually found any yet, so I'm going to clip in something here at the very end of what it looks like to open this once I go find a key. So let's cut forward to that, and we'll wrap this thing up.
Mithrax, what's wrong? What do you see?
An infestation.
So now I got to go find a corrupted key. Guessing it's probably going to be involved in Override. So that's part 1. Pause it because I know I'm going to need it. All right, Guardians. So I went through a strike and I didn't see anything specifically drop on my screen. So maybe it is a world drop, but they will go to your Postmaster. Now, don't throw issues at my very full vault and Postmaster, but this is what they look like. So they're this weird little consumable thing. You can get them in your Postmaster. They could pop up if you run over them. If you miss, you know, check Destiny Item Manager, pop by the tower, check your Postmaster. Because I ran one override I didn't see anything drop specifically. I didn't kill a ton of enemies in there either. And then I ran one strike. It was the Prison of Elders one, so nothing crazy. And I've got 2. So between those 2, I got 1. So I don't know if it's like, you know, approximately 1 per activity. I don't know if farming enemies is going to give you a ton. You only need 3 a week. So in doing your other stuff, you're probably going to get enough of these. But you do need them before you actually go back into the Corrupted. After you go through and clear the, you know, weekly quest for the first time, if you want to open the chest, you need one of these. And just to be sure you have one, probably go do a few other things before you actually get it. So I'm going to go ahead and pick these up, head back into the Corrupted Expunge mission, and show you guys what it looks like to open the chest. All right, Guardians, so once you've cleared it out and you've got one of the Splicer keys, now that we're back in here, we can use our Corrupted key to open the chest. So I got the ignition code and the Lightkin mark. The mark is likely not going to be it, but we're going to go check what the Postmaster shows for the actual ignition code. So let's go back to the Postmaster real quick. I'll show you what I mean by double perks, basically. All right, Guardians, so this is what the possible weapons can look like, and then remember, armor can have high stats, but this final column here can actually show 2 possible perks now. So if you're going for whatever a god roll is, these, you know, few chances that you'll get from these corrupted chests will have a chance. Once you start upgrading your Splicer Gauntlet, you'll have 1, 2, or 3 chances per week, depending on which upgrade you've got, to get weapons or armor that's going to be, you know, basically just more worth your time. But this is the column where you're going to see the 2 perks, and this is an example of what it looks like. That pretty much covers it for the week. So you've got the Corrupted Splicer mission. That's how to do Leviathan. I've done it before. I've got a completely separate video. Again, I'll link that thing below in the description if you just want to see and do it with like just a rocket launcher and everything else. That's pretty normal without the super, but if you have a high damage super, you may as well use it. That's wanted to show you guys how much you can kind of nuke that boss. Breach and clear is really effective to give yourself that damage bonus as well. But yeah, anything that you go do is going to give you those corrupted keys, and that's where you're going to use them, is now inside the corrupted missions. You basically a max of 3 a week. I got 2 by doing a strike and an override, so it's not going to be too hard to acquire the number that you need, but it doesn't seem like farming these things is going to be that beneficial as well. You could pick up a bunch of these and then go back in the Corrupted Conflux mission, or Corrupted Expunge mission, and open the Corrupted Conflux chest. I don't think it's going to be the high tier rewards, though, except the max of 3 times a week. So hopefully that wraps it up. Thank you guys for tuning in for this video. If you did enjoy it, drop a like below. If you got questions, comments, anything I may have missed, please comment that below as well. If you are new to the channel, you guys want to support me, a nice way to do that is the subscribe button and the alert bell. Helps my videos make it to you in the future. So if you enjoyed my guide, that's a good way to see future ones. You guys can find me over on Twitter, where it's posting screenshots of what we just got done doing, stream schedule, whole bunch of random stuff, and then over on Twitch. Tuesdays, my streams are typically Destiny on Twitch, and then it's a variety on pretty much everywhere else. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you soon.